Let's start with the sine curve. Y is equal to sine x. Here I'm taking angle from negative 360 to positive 360. Sine of negative 360. If you type on a calculator, it gives you 0. Sine of negative 270, positive 1. Sine of negative 180 is 0. Sine of negative 90, negative 1. Sine of 0 is 0. Sine of 90 is 1. Sine of 180 is 0. Sine of 270 is negative 1. And sine of 360 is 0. Now what is important factor over here? If you will see, sine of multiplier is 1. So maximum value of sine theta, irrespective of whatever is your angle, the maximum value is 1, because here the multiplier is 1. 1 is basically considered as your amplitude. So you can see the maximum value of sine is positive 1 and minimum value is negative 1. Second one, reflection in the x-axis. Reflection in the x-axis. So blue curve is your original curve, which is sine x. X-axis is reflection is always denoted by negative of sine x. That means x remains same and y changes the sign. So for example, this is the question, or this is the point I am taking. This point is sine 90 is 1. So point is 90, 1. If I'll do the reflection in the x-axis acts as a mirror. So upward point is looking at downward. So x is same for both, that is 90, but y value is positive 1. Now it becomes a negative 1. So throughout this diagram, blue curve is your original curve and red curve is your reflected curve, which is negative sine x. To summarize this, the reflection in the x-axis, x remains same here and y changes the sign. So if it is a positive 1, it becomes a negative 1. If it is a negative 1, it becomes a positive 1. Next part, reflection in the y-axis. Reflection in the y-axis is sine of negative x. Negative x, that means x changes the sign but y remains the same. Again, blue curve is your original curve and red curve is your reflected curve. But this is reflection. The blue curve reflection here is this one. I repeat again, blue curve reflection here is the red curve. Okay, and this reflection over this one. So you can see x here 90, sine 90 is 1. If I'll make x is negative 90, negative of negative 90 is positive 90, sine 90 is still 1. So I'm changing the sign of x, but y remains the same. That is the concept of a reflection in the y-axis. Whether you take sine x or whether you take cos x, the reflection in the x-axis and reflection in the y-axis will remain same. So if it is a cos x, y is equal to cos x becomes y is equal to minus cos x. And reflection in the y-axis, y is equal to cos x now becomes y is equal to cos of minus x. So see now cosine graph. Cosine graph always starts with the maximum point. In the sine graph, one crest and one trough forms a one wave. So here one wave is completing between 0 to 360. So between 0 to 360 it completes one rotation. Similarly for cos x, I am taking negative as well as positive. I am showing you positive side. 0 to 360 degree, half crest, one trough and again half crest. Half plus half becomes a one crest and this is a one trough. So again here cosine graph never starts from the origin. Cosine's graph with this starts from the 0, 1. So cos of 0 is 1. So cos of 90 is 0. 180 is negative 1. Cos of 270 is 0. Cos of 360 is positive 1. So your graph is like this. Same way it goes on the negative way, like this. Same repetition, reflection in the x-axis, f of x becomes negative cos x, x remains same, y changes the sign. So here you can see the point is 0 comma 1. Now if it is a reflection in the x-axis, x remains same, that is x value is 0 and 0 here, but y changes the sign. 0 comma 1 becomes 0 comma negative 1. 180 comma 1 becomes 180 comma minus 1, and so on. So if I want to summarize, reflection in the x-axis, y is equal to y is equal to, or f of x is equal to cos x, becomes y is equal to negative cos x. That is, x remains same and y changes the sign, same as what sine. Reflection in the y-axis, f of x is equal to cos of negative x. You are changing the sign of x value. So you can see, unlike sine, here cos x and cos of minus sin x exactly matches. So cos of 0 is 1. So cos of 0 is still 1. Cos of minus of 0 is still 1. Cos of, so f of x is equal to cos x and f of x is equal to cos of minus x, exactly matching with each other. Basically, blue graph and red graph. Blue graph stands for original graph, y is equal to cos x, and red graph, y is equal to cos of minus x, are exactly matching with each other. So to summarize this, x changes the sign, y remains the same. So in cosine curve, y is equal to cos x is same as cos of minus x. Both curves overlap each other. Thank you.